All right.
Welcome back, y'all. We are here for another episode of To Each His Own podcast at the end of the month of August, and we are here. I want to be host, CHRISSIE.
And it is I, Authentic Anna.
And together we are
To each his own.
I just want to say, I know real fast it's old, but just because it's going to come back up again next year, because I'm going to make it a holiday personally. Shout out to the Montgomery Brawl, August 5th, 2023. I will see you guys next year on the annual anniversary date of August 5th, 2024. Hopefully we are working on making it a holiday, okay, which many of us have proclaimed as Cinco de Negro in the month of August, and we don't have a month that we celebrate period across the board. So I feel like that's perfect to bring in as a federal holiday. I just wanted to make that last mention as we close the month out. I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry.
For every last one, y'all.
Huh?
I'm free for every last one, y'all.
Girl, first of all, I'm still hollering at the songs and stuff that are being made up. My mom sent me another Negro spiritual this morning. I thought it was Sojourner Truth.
I'm done.
She had the whole costume.
Not Sojourner.
She did. She had the whole costume get up.
I'm done.
And she was. I'm sorry. Can I just play it for y'all one time? Because it's sure I just want to play it for y'all one time. Just for the end of the book, because it was.
Don't piss the people off.
No, I'm not, because this was a good one. Here we go. In the living room, baby. Come on. Look at him. Look at you doing.
I'm done.
You better be wearing this.
I'm done with her. We seen it on wrestling, man. We did. We seen it on wrestling, but it's alright. I'm gonna hurt her.
I was hollering, okay? So I'm just saying, in honor of the Montgomery Brawl again, I will see y'all next year for the cause. I just wanted to end out the month with that. Anyway, Anna, you have anything you want to let the people know for the end of the month before we go ahead and jump into the what's going on?
No, not really.
Well, jumping into the what's going on, there was a gentleman that was arrested earlier in this month in Applebees in a restaurant for a mistaken identity. And he was beaten. And then, like in some of the earlier what's going on for the month, hopefully by the time we are deciphering this, there is more to that story with him receiving some assistance, some apology, justice, all of the above, and the right for this man. His child was ripped away from his arms as he or she was crying, and meanwhile, the actual culprits were hiding in the restaurant bathroom.
Sad.
So, shout out to that young man and his family. Prayers and condolences and all of the justice to you, because that was a sad situation. It was very heartbreaking to see.
Yes. Okay.
Very, very heartbreaking to see. I just gasped and took a deep breath. I'm like, not again.
Right. That was crazy.
And the fact that we had the term "not again" is so normalized,
even
and
has
so regular.
to be said.
It's so heartbreaking. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that young man. Does it actually say his name in the what you call him? If it did, I just wanted to give him a shout out directly. No, I don't see his name, but it was in Kenosha County. Where the hell is that at? No, I was trying to find it before we came on, but I couldn't. As soon as I hit the comments, what they say, get the chair. See? Get the chair. So I apologize, I couldn't get his name, but yes, shout out to you, young man, and again, all the justice to you. But speaking of justice, we're just gonna go ahead and skip over to the next part of the what's going on. I came across a blog article that came from the CDC that stated we have hit a new record-setting number in the year 2022, last year, that almost 50,000 Americans committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's definitely a record-setting number, because I don't think I've ever heard the numbers that high in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, just from working within the mental health field and human services and so forth, I don't believe I've ever seen the numbers sit this high. What do you think that can be contributed to?
A whole bunch of stuff. The same thing we always talk about. Social media. People, not just the cost of living being so high. People,
You think stress is a big factor?
Trauma,
Stress.
The same thing that's always been fucking us up. It's just even more pronounced and profound because the pandemic, highlighted a lot of shit. A lot of people were stuck home with their abusers. So yeah, that's just a lot to even just take in.
You know what what it also made me think about? It was a statement that you said a few weeks ago when we were talking about the concerts, about the fake check-ins that artists be doing to see if fans are okay and all that stuff during concerts, and it made me think about the fake mental health check-in that I often have a conversation about, off camera, because I say that we have reached a point to where mental health and the awareness for it is everywhere. We have better health and all kinds of telehealth technology and telehealth therapy, and we have so much that's pushing and advertising and marketing and supporting the area of mental health. Yet, less than 12 months ago, in the United States of America, we hit a record-breaking number in something like suicide. The two don't add up. You know what I mean? So again, which leads me to go to the fake check-in thing. I think this whole mental health awareness thing, I hate to say it, I'm like, it's some fake shit.
Not even that. I just feel like
not 100%.
As much
don't
as
get
it
me
is
wrong,
everywhere, I just feel like it's like any other type of abuse. It just goes underreported. A lot of people just go underreported. A lot of people aren't seeking the help that we think that's out there for them to seek. There's a lot of people that don't. A lot of people don't believe that a therapist will help them. A lot of people don't believe medication will agree. They don't have no way to get an outlet.
Those two things are synonymous with the statement that does not assist everybody. And I think with that being now said, it just kind of triggered my brain to think maybe there's not enough variety and versatility in the style of resources and the style of help that we have, because therapy and or medication does not work for every individual. You know what I mean? So, but if that's the only options that we have, what about an individual who therapy and medication doesn't work for? What option do you have to seek help? I mean, yes, there's different styles and different types of therapy, but if that information is not, known to that individual, or if nobody's trying to explaining that to them, like, listen, this may not be working, but maybe we can refer you to something like this that may be more helpful, then they back to square one.
Okay.
That's just me just kind of processing.
A lot of people who say that therapy won't help them, in the same breath always turn around. More than, I feel like, for me, in my experience, more than 80% of them will sit there and say with this in the same fucking breath, I can talk to my friends, or I can talk to this person. Okay. Did you ever try therapy though? To know that it doesn't work for you. And again, thinking that and this is the misconception that people have around therapy, thinking that it's just some sort of quick fucking fix, like you're supposed to just go for a few weeks. No, depending on what's going on in your life, once you've made it over one hurdle, there's going to be another thing that's going to try to fuck you up and get you off your path. So guess what you have to do? Sometimes you have to double down and you got to go see the lady twice a week. Whatever helps you. I'm just saying, in general, in conjunction with that, you also have to be, I realize that a lot of people just don't want to take accountability over the fact that they have more control over their situation than they think they do. Sometimes they can't see that. But I also I witness that a lot. Like, oh, but I can talk to this person. So what's the point? I'm like, so you think a person who knows you, I'm like, you never thought about the possibilities and the endless pros of somebody that's unbiased, who doesn't have any prior, like, preconceived judgments about you? Really. Someone who can seriously look at your situation from an objective standpoint, who has the education, the background, and some experience to go along with that, to be able to give you the supports that you need so you can come to a point of understanding about what it is the fuck that you need to do for yourself. Because therapy is not just a quick fix all. It's not. This is a person leading you to the shit that's going to make your life better. Leading you to figuring out what the steps are that you need to take. So if we're going to sit here and really talk about therapy, we really got to talk about what the fuck therapy really entails. It's not just I go in here and dump. You may have a few weeks where that you may have like memory vomit or trauma vomit or whatever you want to call it. Because I don't want to try to, minimize it, anyone's experience. But it's just like, at some point you have to start talking about how you're going to resolve this shit. Like what it is, what are the things that you aren't letting go of. The things that you can control and where you can start. A lot of people in that same breath, I watch it every single, but I can talk to this person. They have no experience and no background. Yes, they do have life experience, and I'm not saying that their conversations is valid. And then on top of that, yeah, they have their own thing that they're going through.
Yeah, I'm like, I've really
and there might be some bias there.
I'm a person that, I've said it before here. Therapy won't work for me, but I'm also not the person that in that same breath said, well, I can just talk to my friends. No, I'm not that person as well. Because like you said, my friends going through their own shit, and not to really say that they don't give a fuck, but it's just like for real, that's just it's just a venting session, and to play devil's advocate, just like it can be with some therapists. Because just like I with this, like I was referencing to with this whole fake check-in, with this whole overexposure of mental health and therapy and telehealth and all of that. You got a lot of therapists that's just out here to do it to get to the dollar. Because I got a shitload of experiences from people that I've worked with who therapist was fucking trash. And I've directly experienced their therapist being fucking trash. Your therapist is not allowing you to think critically. Your therapist is not being objective. Your therapist might be just letting you sit there and fucking vent and not trying to intervene with any specific solutions that might be healthy for you and your character. None of that. So it's really a blurred line out here when you're talking about getting the right kind of therapy for individuals who may feel like they need it, and individuals who actually may want it too. So I'm like, it's a catch-22 with it for me. It
is, and it's like any other relationship that you have. It's the same shit. It's like any other relationship that you have. The first person that you be with is not going to be the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life.
But again,
every therapist that you have,
some therapists just want to take their fucking money. A lot of therapists can perfectly see that the person is not a fucking good fit and will still take their money and not help them.
They will.
Still out here with that
and then some people won't do the work. Some motherfuckers, a lot of people won't do the work. A lot of people is willingly throwing away. If from a therapist point of perspective, because I'm like devil's advocate. Because if I'm a therapist and I'm getting all these motherfuckers and they qualify, and I know I cost a couple dollars, and people on Medicaid can't get my services because we not in their network because we private pay.
That ain't most therapists though.
We private pay. So if I'm over here and I'm getting all these clients that got all these issues and they got all this money to throw at me to get all these hours, but they're not necessarily really working on what they're working on, and I'm so used to that, and it's like I really want to help somebody. It's like, well shit.
Therapist, you can end the fucking session if
you
the person is
definitely
not
can.
Being healthy, and that's
you definitely can.
That's why I say playing devil's advocate as well. It can go both ways from either the client or the therapist, because you got therapists who absolutely will not give no help. Like, okay, this person is not listening, but they still want to come every week, and you still gonna take their fucking money, knowing damn well they're not receiving the fucking help that they should.
Now, whether it's their fault or the therapist, who knows?
That be some bullshit.
Who knows?
And I've seen that happen countless times over and over again. Unfortunately, I told people straight up, you're wasting your fucking money.
Yeah.
You need to go ahead and have your insurance bill somebody else, because this is not being helpful.
Yeah, especially if you don't have finding the right fit, even just for black people alone. I think finding someone who can not only think from an objective standpoint, but at the very same time, they may even be able to identify with some of the struggles that you go through because they've been there. They know it's like I feel like it's the same situation with how they send the young white kids from college going into the hood to teach us
Yeah, I mean,
It's the same fucking shit. That's the reason
with those,
it's the
they
same
can be
shit.
fucked up too. I can understand as a black person why you would want a black therapist because it would be more relatable. Again,
Yeah, I mean, it's just all, it's the same. It's with anything. A lot of shit on earth, we have supports and services and things, and in place for people who can receive that kind of help. But sometimes you need a higher power too. You and I both believe in something that's much bigger than the human race. So, a lot of times, that may be the way that you need to go. Some people don't believe in it. So then what do you tell those people that don't believe in therapy? Exactly. So, yeah.
I mean, that's for them to, kind of process through as an individual and deal with. Nobody can tell you necessarily what's going to work for you.
No.
So that's why I said I don't have nothing to do with that.
I feel like it comes from just the times that we're in and the struggles that we're facing. They're even more pronounced. They're even more highlighted because of social media. So many people can see and witness a lot of shit that they wouldn't witness if they wasn't, on that side of the world, so to speak, or if they weren't around. So yeah, that's just that.
Okay, I can know what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the what's going on in the streets for the week. If you need help, go get it, no matter what kind it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that. So we're gonna slide on into our boss of the week. This week we have, Skin to Skin Beauty LLC, a Philadelphia esthetician and registered nurse. She does waxing, facials, brows, body treatments, and more. You guys can check her out. Once again, that is Skin to Skin Beauty LLC, all one word. Skin is spelled the normal way, SKIN, to TOSKIN, Beauty LLC. So shout out to you. You are Teacher Zone's boss of the week. So, now that we got business out the way, let's go ahead and jump into the topics. And my screen just shifted.
Jesus Christ, another thing about trauma, child. This is going to be short. I'm going to let y'all know right because I'm over trauma. Trauma survivors often get in the habit of spending a lot of time alone because alone is safe relatively anyway. Alone is controllable. We understand alone. We don't have to stress about alone. People are unpredictable. When we're alone, there's less risk to manage.
I agree with this, but I don't necessarily... I was going to say I don't necessarily say it's only related to trauma survivors. I mean, of course, there's different levels and different types of trauma, but I can relate to this. Yeah, people are unpredictable, and I don't be in the mood to be around people every day with their unpredictable shit and their bullshit. So I feel like it's okay to spend time by yourself and process yourself, process your thoughts, how you feel about things, what your perspectives are. So when you are the moments you are social, when you are outside, you confident within yourself. I don't think it's a problem with that. And again, I don't necessarily think 100% of that or people like that are like that because of it's a coping strategy from trauma. That's just my perspective.
Yeah, some people just have that temperament.
Yeah.
That's what I gather from that.
I mean, some people like to be called, loners and, different things like that, nomads, all that other shit. So, I mean, it just really kind of more or less really is what it is. I can definitely see this perspective, though. For sure. I just don't think that it's 100% of people in that population. Again, and I'm speaking for me as an individual.
Right, and it's a very big scale as to what's healthy versus what's not for each individual.
Right. Especially when it comes to, spending time alone and all of that. Like, if you spend time alone and you breaking off the necks of animals and shit like that, that's something different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you spending time alone, you're engaging in self-care and shit like that, I don't think that's a problem. That's not a problem whatsoever. But people are unpredictable. And I do think that fear of wanting to be more social is a trauma response, and that is a reason why people can, want to stay away from people or spend more time individually. I do think that's a thing, because I've met people like that throughout my periods of life. Like that people just make them anxious or, nervous or whatever the case may be, and that's from whatever, again, their traumatic experiences. So that pretty much is what it is. And I was not right. That second one was connected to this. I mean, I was not wrong, right? That was connected to that?
This is different. This is something from a book that I saw somebody reading.
Okay, I thought that they were
Social
connected.
media.
I thought it was like an example for it. Because it was damn near synonymous. Like, when I read it, I was like, okay, this could be like from a childhood perspective. So that's why it was connected to that. But, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of our segment topics are trauma related. Because it's a lot of what we work with every day. So that's what, sticks out and was added to the list, and that is what it is. So moving on to the next topic, there was a tweet that I want to say a young lady put out into the atmosphere and stated, "I am convinced that grown people can be jealous of kids." And that's the absolute truth.
For sure is.
And this might sound strange to some people, but immediately I thought about parents who live vicariously through their children.
Yep.
I'm not tripping in feeling like that those types of parents are jealous.
They can be jealous, but they just really just want that second chance that they never want to get. So that's why they do what they do.
No, I definitely get why they do what they do, but I'm thinking about then the level of if that child, fails or doesn't get rewarded as well as the parent might have wanted them to, you know what I mean, in whatever action or whatever development that they're doing, and get upset and oh no, you could have did it, you could have did better, or be coming down harder on them to be better. Because I feel like that's I don't want to say a form of self-hate, but it's a deflected version of jealousy, because you coming down hard on them for one, because you can't do it, and you're not in a position to do it. I don't feel like that child might not necessarily be doing their best or not necessarily be doing well. You're just upset because you can't do it. Like, you want to jump in there and do the 1-2, and bitch, you too old because you don't fit the category.
Pretty much.
Like, you know what I'm like? That's what the perspective I'm coming from. That makes sense. Do you know any kids who may have felt like this growing up?
Off the top of my head, no.
No?
I can't think of any. I've definitely seen it. But off the top of my head, no.
And what example?
Just parents, the textbook, just jealous of their child. Just jealous of their child. They might come out looking the complete opposite of them or whatever it may be. They just,
oh, wow. I never thought about that. You feel like that's a form of jealousy with dressing your kids raggedy and you walking out the house?
No, I think that's negligence.
Oh, I was like, that's what I thought you was talking about. What were you referencing when you said that?
Nothing in specific. Just I've just seen it happen. I can't sit here and talk. I wouldn't. Of course, I wouldn't.
No, I was like, describe like the example. No, I'm not talking about the name. I'm like describe the examples, because that's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like a parent who come out dressed to the nines and their child look raggedy as shit. Like, that's what I thought you was like an example. I thought you.
No, I just simply said a child looks completely different than the parent, and they just jealous of that. Like, maybe when they was growing up, they always was bullied, and then the kid got.
Oh, looks like that. Okay, yeah. That's what I meant about like what kind of example are you talking about? Okay.
That's what I mean, because the child is naturally smart, and they just always putting them down, shit like that.
Got you. Okay. I've seen that in like television, cinema examples. Actually, a couple weeks ago, in one of the topics we was talking about, I referenced where I was watching a show where the young lady described her mom let her marry off to. She was 14, and her mom let her marry off to a 24-year-old because her mom was jealous that she was trying to take her own boyfriend, so that's why she allowed her to marry off to an older man.
And that is sad.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but I don't normally see that in colored families.
Oh, that's what we do.
I said I don't normally see it. That was me in the examples that I've seen. That's what I was referring to. Like, I don't normally see it in colored families.
The boyfriend be. I see it a lot in the black community.
Do you? I have seen it, but I'm not saying it's not something that when I do come across the examples, they don't tend to be black people.
I had a lot of that in the hood growing up. Yeah.
Wow. And like the boyfriend thing, like that same exact situation.
They boyfriend, they husband, whatever. So they mean to the girl.
You know what I never understood about that? If you feel like your child could be attractive to your husband or your significant other, why the fuck are you with him?
Right. But it doesn't. They so
like that's the troublesome part about
being jealous of a child within itself is mental illness.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you know the mom got some issues. I was just saying the mom.
That's mental illness within itself. They don't even got shit figured out. How you jealous of somebody that's depending on you to show them how to live? Like, again, here we are. Like, this be crazy. This type of situations be crazy. They just be crazy.
And any child who has, in my opinion, this is the most blanket way to put it. Any child who has experienced abuse on any level, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, sexual, I feel like there was an adult in that child's life that was jealous of them. For one, because it was allowed to happen and or if it was looked over, if there is adults surrounding that child that is jealous of them. Any child who is subjected to abuse. Because unfortunately, you know what just came to mind when you just said that? The child called It. I feel like that David Pelzer, that his mother was jealous of him, but I couldn't figure out why. It never made any sense to me why she abused that child the way that she did.
And only him.
Only him, right. It never made any sense to me. As an adult, I don't surround myself, and I would never allow myself to hear or know something like that about an individual that I surround myself with and continue that relationship with them. I just wouldn't. It's just like, being around with guys, being around women who abuse other women. If that's some type of shit you condone, you know what I mean? I can't fool with you just to even know that you condone and you don't even hold anybody else accountable for something like that. So
nonsense.
Yeah, that's nonsense, and that's that. You want to get into this last one, or you want to go into the reality check?
It don't matter. Whatever you want to do.
But this one was yours too, so what you want to do?
I don't care. We can save it for another one. That works. That works for me.
Alright, so we're going to skedaddle to the final and go over to the reality check. So,
yes.
Would you rather lose all of your memories or never be able to make new ones?
At this point, I don't know. Fuck the new ones.
Fuck the new ones?
Yeah.
I feel like that too. I definitely feel like I have enough memories to last me a lifetime. We have 24 hours in a day. Like that's a long ass time. That's a lot of memories to make. You know what I mean? It could be, something that happened in a matter of seconds, a matter of minutes. It could be a whole, day and adventure or something that you remember. So immediately when I saw this question, for half a second I was like, damn, I might be missing something, but then again, you don't miss what you don't know.
That's true. I mean, I just think about technology and the way it's going, like virtual reality and all that. I'm like, well, shit.
What if you could recreate a memory that you...
Well, we have the mental bandwidth to even do that with all the stuff that we're constantly taking in on a daily basis.
What's it called? Oculus? What if you could, what if they could, go into your brain and, transfer all of your memories into, remember, Wild Wild West?
I don't doubt that they can't do that.
Because remember they did it. Remember the movie The Wild Wild West? Remember that's when they was when they took his the brains, the memories and all of that. I'm like, I don't now. I know I talk about how much I don't like the way technology advancing in the way that it's going, but that I don't think I would have a problem with if they could take my memories from where they are now at my current age and transition them into a Oculus. So if I got say I got amnesia or dementia or something like that, and be able to capture it, so I would be able to watch it over and over. I think something that would be cool.
Like a holograph of people that's not
here. Right. Okay. So it's like a holograph of your memories.
Yeah, like home videos.
Yeah, and you can just sit there and just watch it over and over and over. That's crazy because really when I woke up this morning, I just did a little I scrolled past it quickly, but I did read the caption of it. It was a gentleman that said he had died or something like that. And for the moment that he had died, everything was all white and he couldn't see anybody. He could just see his life memories passing him by.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, shoot, that actually kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. That's how people picture it nowadays, too.
Like when you say my whole life flashed before my eyes. Yeah, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. If that can happen, if I go before you, they can do Oculus. Can you get my memories on DVD? Get all the trips that we had. Okay, get all the pictures with them too, so you can combine them. Like clip them up.
Yes,
like how we do with the show. You put my memories in and throw the little pictures in there. The still effects.
Pissing me off.
No, for real. That shit would be fucking hot.
That shit probably is gonna cost a lot of money.
That shit would be a lot of money, but it would be fucking decent. What if it's like something insurance can cover or something?
Because condensing our memories onto a computer in real time is probably something so intricate.
Well, it's not real time because we already had the memories technically.
Yeah, right. But they're going to be having to take the time to remember it, to go through all of your memories. So that's
I got MRIs. Go get the motherfuckers. We got CAT scans, MRIs.
How old you are? That's a lifetime. Yeah, lifetime memories.
Okay. So it probably would cost more depending on what age you are. Mm-hmm. So if you like 0 to 20.
We just making up technology. I'm hollering, right?
Don't.
It probably would be
somebody
different.
come cut this check. Look, listen, 0 to 20 to 40.
I hate you.
Well, they could do it like term life, whole life, like life insurance, you know?
Not term life and whole life.
No, yeah, you know, like you're going to get up to a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then if you know what I'm saying? Cash, period. And then what if you can gift it to like a family member or something, like as a beneficiary?
True. Just like people pass on their Facebook passwords and their iCloud.
Oh, yeah, you and my sister on mine, just to let you know.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Close the iCloud, please, thank you.
Honey, it ain't nothing about Facebook that you don't know.
First of all,
you know most of my secrets.
Ain't nothing on Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't nothing on Facebook that you don't know.
Was you in the CIA?
If I was, bitch, I wouldn't tell you.
Sight.
Look, if I was, bitch, I wouldn't tell you. Okay? The fuck? Told you I just got to watch the FBI. Don't do that. You get nervous.
I'm going to find me something to learn.
I need to know what I'm saying. And I got back into my Hulu thanks to you. I did.
From my point of view.
Shout out to Yo Gotti. That was a good album. You know what I can honestly say? I love all of Yo Gotti's albums that I've listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Yo Gotti is consistent as an artist, but he's not, like when he does come out, like he don't get, I don't feel like he gets the gratitude and the stand that he should get. You know what I'm saying?
As an old head in the game.
He really don't. And you know what it'll probably be because from too, and it may just be me in my opinion, I feel like his albums give me mixtape vibes.
Yeah, true. Cocaine music.
And I don't feel like this generation is not a mixtape generation. You know what I mean?
Not in that. So not how we was.
No,
not
they're
how
not.
our mixtapes
I'm thinking
their
about my
EP,
mixtapes
their
and all
EP.
that. Yeah. And even their EPs don't sound like it. Don't. It's not a mixtape flow is different than a mainstream flow. It just is. It just is. And Yo Gotti just give me that. Yo Gotti, we're gonna go down to Memphis. You want to take a trip to Memphis? I got a couple of museums I got to see that there anyway. But you got to, we want to go to Memphis. Okay? On that midnight train to Memphis. Okay? I'm ready to go. I'm just saying, so.
I can't do with you.
No?
I would go.
I want to meet you. But you got it in motherfucking Boosie. I'm telling you.
I'm hollering.
No? I was live again this morning. I told y'all I be on Boosie Live all the time. Y'all all go on Boosie Live and y'all see my name on there. Fuck y'all. I told y'all I'm on there every day. Me and Boosie be chatting.
I can't.
But anyway.
That was this week's reality check. So, check your reality.
Check.
And join us weekly, y'all. Audios on Sunday, yeah, and videos on Monday, yeah. Yep. Check out our website. Leave us a review. If you want to be a guest, you can let us know on there. Just go right over on to the little entry. Click. Yeah. All of the above.
Into your search.
Yes.
TeachersOnPod.com.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe, like, share, and again, if you know anybody who can benefit from today's episode, send it to them. Tag a friend. Bring them in.
Bring them in. Yes.
With that being said, we out of here. See you next week.
Over.
Bye.